Greetings, traveller! Welcome to my stories. Now, I know we've only just come across each other on the trods, but I am a troubadour. Well, a troubadour in training, and I would like to share a story with you. Oh, my name. I'm Galeas Seeker, knight errant and troubadour of Dawn. Sorry. Now, the story I would like to share to you today is, well, let's go with this one, shall we? So this is a story that I received a copy of, and this came from the personal family library of Marcela and Erigo, host of the Freeborn egregore. I'm told it is one of her particular favourites, and it is called How Silk Came to the Coast. One day, in a far-off time, there lived a spider, bent and ugly like most of its kind. Each day it spun the finest web to catch the morning dew to drink, and each night it wrapped the food it caught to keep for its children. Its days were long and its family great, until one day a great Corsair brought to the house in which it made its home. The Corsair's servants and family swept the house clean, filling it with cloth and comfort, but giving no care to the spider's presence. Each day, as the sun began to dawn, the spider would weave its web, and each day, when the sun had risen, that web was swept away. Soon the spider found its children starving and its mouth dry. And so, one night, the spider crept to the Corsair's bedchamber. How they spoke and understood each other, we may never know, but what followed went something like this. "Great Corsair," the spider hissed, "you have come to my home, and you break up my nets and kill my children. Tell me why I should not bite you in your sleep." Springing awake, for as you know, Corsairs sleep very lightly, Corsair held her dagger to the spider's body. "Honoured spider, this house is mine, for you did not own it. I have purchased it fairly, and I have no other. You could live in the fields below. Tell me why I should allow you to stay and eat of my bounty and enjoy my hearth's warmth." "Great Corsair, I have 1,000 children. If you kill me, they will bite you until the end of days. Honoured spider, I too have a large family. If you bite me, they will stamp out your children until the end of days." And so the spider and the Corsair considered each other. Now, the spider was wise and knew the ways of the world, for it drank of the sea and the rain, and so it waited and it thought. Then as the sun threatened to rise, it spoke again. "Great Corsair, I offer you a contract. I will buy from you the right to stay in your house, and that right for my children, if you will purchase from me, with that right, a cloth that is as soft as sun's rays, but as strong as steel, that will keep you safe in battle." The Corsair considered this offer. "Honoured spider, from what will you make this cloth? For you are ugly and small, and cannot trade for it." The spider's head twitched as it spoke. "Great Corsair, though I am small and ugly to your eyes, I will make the cloth from my own thread, from which I build my nets, and with which I feed my children." The Corsair frowned then. "Honoured spider, your home is swept away by the gentlest of my children. My knives cut through the strands as if they were air. Forgive me if I do not believe your offer." The spider looked at the knife and scuttled its legs. "Great Corsair, you are wise and you are just. Allow me a week where your family will not sweep away my nets, and I will show you the cloth that I have promised." At the spider's words, the Corsair removed her knife from its back. "Honoured spider, though I trust you not, you have my word. For a week, none of my family will touch one of yours. In return, none of your family will bite mine." And so, the spider agreed to keep a week of peace. And each morning the spider spun the finest threads, and each evening it wove cloth of finest silk. When the sun rose on the final morning, the Corsair woke to find a shirt lying by her bed. The fabric shone in the sunlight like gold. Wanting to ask about the gift, the Corsair sought the spider, but could not find it. So she took the silk shirt and went to the fight. When she returned, wounded and battered, she gathered her family to her. "My family, I sought all morning, but could not find it. Where is the spider? I have not seen its nets." In answer, her aunt spoke. "My niece, I have swept out the spider and its children, for the week is over, and the contract is no longer." Hearing this, the Corsair was troubled. "But my aunt, I have a second contract with the spider, which I now must fulfill." "Yes, my niece," said the aunt. "I overheard the spider's words. This morning, before you woke, I tested the cloth. I cut it with my fine scissors. The threads broke against the blades, and so I judged the contract void." At this, the Corsair became angry. "It was not your contract to break, my aunt. The spider has kept its word, and while I was shot with 1,000 arrows, only one stuck in my flesh." And the Corsair removed her armour and showed where the arrow had pierced through the neat cut made by her aunt that very morning. Seeing this, her aunt was struck with guilt and gave praise even, to the spider's silk. The Corsair in turn went to the field where the spider sat to beg its forgiveness. "Honoured spider, you have kept your word and my family has broken mine. As recompense, I will build you a house, greater than my own, if you will but return and weave your silk." And the spider looked at the Corsair and, moved by her regret, agreed, saying, "I will hold to my promises as you do to yours, great Corsair, and I will live in your house, and you may have of my silk. But as your family once broke from the contract, so too some of mine may stray and may bite your family. This is how it will be." And that is how it has been ever since. This story, it tells of the values of contracts, of honesty, of keeping to oaths sworn. An oath is a very important thing. It is not just words, but a declaration of your intent to keep them. Breaking an oath, breaking a contract, can there be a worse thing to do? I will leave you thinking those words and bid you farewell, traveller. Perhaps I will see you on the trods again.